Our service is intangible. You don't know that you need to do this, but when you do, you can't really understand why you haven't been doing this before. How can you live without it now? The business and the brand and the idea came about quite by accident back end of 2020, when we had somehow, almost overnight, remedied Isla's allergy symptoms in what was an eye-opening moment for her, and certainly for us as a family. It was quite phenomenal. The trick was how to take something so simple, replicate it, and tell the story again and again and again to other people. Whilst it was born during the pandemic, it certainly wasn't born because of it. This was a massive obstacle in our storytelling that we needed to get across so that we alleviated people's anxiety. It was all about having rectified Isla's significant allergy suffering almost overnight. It became something that we needed to talk about to other people. Surely we couldn't have been the only people in this predicament, right? The relevance and the timing of what we had done or what we were doing was ideal, but we needed to take the sting out of the tail of it being associated with that era. Now we need it validated from people a little bit cleverer than us. Taking it to the allergologists, taking it to the GPs, the ENT specialists, to the allergy bodies and what have you, was going to be a real litmus test for us. The validation from them was just an absolutely penny-dropping moment for us. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Don't come to me if you've got a runny nose or an itchy eye. Start with doing something like this. And that really got the ball rolling and got people going, oh, they said so. It might have a little bit more to it. It's not bells and whistles. You've got to remember that the world was still on tenterhooks. We're at the back end of the pandemic, right? And people are still feeling somewhat sensitized and to the words that were being used during this period, sanitizing, cleaning, and hygiene protocols. The point of all of this was to go in there, raise the sense of relief in somebody's perception that they are doing something responsible, and make them feel good about it. And in doing that, you start setting a seed in people's minds about what happens next. What happens when my son goes off to boarding school, or what happens when he or she goes off to university, or when you go traveling next to an Airbnb or a guest house. Your subconscious has been piqued by what you've done in your own home. Sleep is such a big thing today in everyone's lives. If you can somehow add value to people's sleep experience, then it's got to be a good thing, right? I love the fact that we are making people's lives better, unlike any other service. This is a premium level service. It's meant to make people feel good about themselves. And it's meant to make the whole service experiential. That was the trick, to make people aspire to something and not feel as if they were doing something because they were being told to do something. Elevating a simple service to a premium level. Aside from it being an allergy management solution, it's all about now a bigger picture of enhancing people's sleep hygiene. I get such a buzz from what we're doing, I really do. One of the greatest takeaways for us as a business is the validation that comes from where it all started. Isla, she'll come to me and she says, Dad, you know what, I need my beds done. She knows because of the cycle that she goes through when it's time. And she comes to me, and for me, that's the whole circle of life just closed there, right there and then. Unlike removing a stain, which is very visible and tangible, we are trying to shift people's mindsets. In some respects, it's like trying to sell the emperor's new clothes. It's a penny-dropping moment for so many people when they realize, my goodness, the simplicity behind this is something I should have been doing yonks ago.